We've also some sheer luck. I was in Sao Paulo 2 weeks ago, and they're trying, in the fight against global change, to get people on the bike. And this is a very difficult task in Sao Paulo, because it is the city, 20 million inhabitants, they estimate, is one traffic jam, all on highways. And what are they doing? And it's wonderful to promote the bike, but it shows there that they are literally a century back from Amsterdam. On Sunday morning, from 9 o'clock till 2 o'clock, you can use the most left lane of all the highways in town. And that's the moment, rather a bit suicidal, but where you can learn to ride a bike. And of course, we have a 100 years history of riding a bike, and 300,000 Amsterdam people do it every day, because it's simply the best way to travel in the city. And again, being so small, such a little city in comparison to those big cities, it's easy to do, and it's nice to do. And the expats, they learn it very soon. Of course, this has created a basis, and it's our luck to improve the situation with state-of-the-art technology. One of the things that I'm really proud of, not having done too much about it, but that it is a result of all the aspects of the last decades, that Daimler-Benz was interested to have a pilot in Amsterdam with 300 electrical cars. Smarts will be, at the end of this year, they start the project, will be used as an innovative car-sharing system. You remember the white bike plan of Lutz Schimmelpenninck. The provost always tried to have a bike-sharing plan, and it never succeeded, unfortunately. But now, with Daimler-Benz, I have something in me says this is going to succeed, because the business case is okay this time. And of course, that will be a wonderful stimulation for the municipality to work together with the society to have enough charger points. So the 300 cars, we now have some 150 charging points, and we have promised that we will raise that in the coming 3-4 years to 2,000 charging points. And then we get the critical mass necessary to have electrical cars. Last week, the first electrical taxi started. We already have electrical boats. And this can be a good project. Nissan, Renault, Citroën, Peugeot and Mitsubishi, they all have agreed on stimulating projects like that also. And these developments not only fit in well with the Amsterdam ambition to reduce the carbon dioxide levels compared to the 1990 levels by 40% by the year 2025. It also is supported by other measures, like the decision to invest in a waste-fueled energy plant where the city's waste is being incinerated since a few years already. And I think it is adequate to say waste is no longer a problem. The heat is used to generate electricity, which we use for our public tram system, our transport trams, and the heat surplus is being used for block heating. And now already 45,000 houses are connected to this system, and the warm water and the heating come from that system, and many more are to follow. These are only a small selection of the measures we take in the field of sustainability. A sustainable environment in combination with a creative atmosphere and all the high quality services are just what makes young, bright people from all over the world wanting to come and live and work here. If a city wants to survive in the fierce competition for companies and work and income for its citizens, it must be innovative, green, sustainable, creative and of high quality. And ladies and gentlemen, all these CEOs told me they came to Amsterdam because they believe that we have a lot of prosperity in the years to come if we do the right things and prevent doing the wrong things. Now I was, and that's another part, and it's I think very relevant, to help Amsterdam in that international economic race, I visited four countries, 4 cities actually. I was in Istanbul, I was in Xiamen in China, I was in Mumbai, India, and 2 weeks ago I was in Sao Paulo. You know, the BRICS countries, which are really the upcoming economic forces in the world. And of course I went there for the business. And I came there as a European, a little bit under the impression, Diana, I don't know whether it's the same in the United States, but I have vaguely the idea it is the same, that we in Europe are a little bit an old, weak man who is desperately trying to get some part of the business they are creating in those BRICS countries. In a way it is true. You can be very impressed by what the Chinese are doing. They want to build 35 million houses per year. Can you imagine the figure? Their investing qualities are wonderful. I'm also impressed, of course, by the Indians. Their service is a success factor in the economic growth. And we went there 20 years ago for low cost in every kind of in every aspect of the economy, and now we go there because in the field of ICT, for example, it's really the state-of-the-art technology that they have. And of course the Brazilians, they have their commodities and the way they deal with it. It's wonderful. But what I also saw as a European from that week-old continent, in the field of sustainability, they are, in some aspects, about 150 years back. I was in Dharavi in Mumbai. 1 million people live there, literally on what we call the belt of poison. I saw socially, in the field of social development, I can mention it for Mumbai and Sao Paulo, lanes, streets, more kilometers than you can imagine, 4, 5, 6 kilometers, where they sell the most luxurious cars in the world, and they sell them in cash. While on the other hand, 40% of the people, for instance, of Sao Paulo is at the lowest income level. And you call it poverty, we call it poverty, and that was even worse in Mumbai. So I got back from those countries with the idea we can of course learn a lot of them in their economic growth, and I highly respect what they do, but wow, they can learn a lot. They can learn a lot in the field of sustainability, the social developments and governance, democratic aspect. So we can learn from each other. And that is why I'm very enthusiastic about this institute. This institute is, of course, it should be an offer to those countries to help them in their development in those aspects, to have a fair trade situation. I also take in regard that more than half of the world's population now lives in a city. And this number will increase to more than 70% in Europe in the coming years. Cities are responsible for 80% of the CO2, the carbon dioxide emissions. And I think cities must shoulder to this huge responsibility of changing the way we live and work, and they must promote sustainable development. We are convinced that only through cooperating with others, and I mean the businesses, the housing corporations, of course universities, citizens, other cities, and by using their knowledge and experience together, we can deliver our sustainability ambitions as cities. Given all these facts, the Amsterdam Global Change Institute really fits well in this picture. It reinforces Amsterdam as a city of knowledge. It will broaden the network of scientists working in the field of climate change research. It will focus on an interdisciplinary approach to solve the problems soundly based in society by looking for support from all kinds of stakeholders. The cooperation with the Amsterdam Climate Board may be an option and would strengthen the ties between the city and this institute. And unmistakably, I try to convince you about that, the Amsterdam Global Change Institute is a gain for the city with regard to the economic development as well. And in when we can act with the perspective of helping each other globally, it can be really an example of Amsterdam taking its responsibility in the world. And therefore, I promise you, we will help you in any aspect. We can help you. We start with a little criticism. I shouldn't. The Harvard at the A10 is. Well, can we have some discussion about the name? Because the A10 is not exactly what we want to promote in the rest of the world. But the idea of that we should have Harvard as an example for the quality, that is a very attracting idea. I congratulate you sincerely, because this is an old thing in a new step, and it's really a big step that you're taking. The initiators, congratulated with this new institute. I wish you a very successful future, which I hope is long and a sustainable one. Thank you for your attention. And where can I push the button? I just say, open it. Thank you.